Welcome back to Exploring Whiskies. I'm Eric.
I'm Kevin, and this is our very first Welsh whiskey. So this is I'm gonna guess it's Penderyn.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but Penderyn, and this is the Legend. So this is a Welsh whiskey. So if you're going for geography, like England, Welsh, or Wales. Wales is here, and then Scotland's like over here. That's kind of how that works. Actually, look, here, we can do this. So we got that. So we got England, Wales, Scotland. Yeah.
Ooh, that is light.
It's light. But it's 86 proof. So at least
we got that guy going. We got that going for us.
got that going. They at least added a little proof. Didn't go all the way down to 80. Honestly, it's outside of...
It looks like a bottle of Chardonnay.
Not that far off. That's true. It's a little more, I guess, orange tinge to it maybe than Chardonnay, but not that far off. It's done just like Scotch, honestly. It's a very Scotch distilling process, but not done in Scotland, so they can't call it Scotch. Ex-bourbon and ex-Madeira, which I think is a type of Spanish wine. Mm-hmm. That's the kind of what they're finishing this one in. There's no age statement on it. They follow the same rules, so it's got to be at least 3 years. The rumor is 5 to 7.
Ooh, I'm gonna guess 3.
Really?
It smells young, and there's not much on. There's not much on the nose.
Yeah, it's light.
I don't get any. It just smells like booze.
Okay. Yeah, just an alcohol type smell to it. Officially, it's a single malt Scotch-ish, in theory, just not from Scotland, so it can't be called Scotch.
The initial palate, it's not bad, but then it fades to the nose. What it smelled like. Just,
I don't know. I kind of like that. Yeah, the initial palate's pretty good. It's sweet, sugary, like powdered sugar, very sweet.
But then it just fades to what I feel like what the nose was like.
Yeah, it doesn't sit around very long, and it does fade off. But no, I think the finish and the palate are better than the nose. The nose is just like non-existent.
Even going back to it.
I don't know.
I'm trying to pull something out of that. I can't.
It's like do you remember the wax candies?
Yeah.
Where the inside's super, super sweet, but when you smell it, it just kind of smells like, oh, there's a hint of sugar.
Like
but
the
it's
wax, like the little Coke bottles.
Yeah. Like that. But that wax where it's kind of sweet, but it's just waxy, and not really much to it.
The wax lips.
No, not this. That's what that smells like to me. It's kind of sweet, but there's like almost like a waxiness,
wax
like
undertone.
Like a casing to it. Like a plastic casing around the sweetness. Okay. But not plasticky.
I mean, it just smells sweet, but it just smells like alcohol. Sweet alcohol.
Yeah. Not a spectacular nose.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, it's a burst of sweetness. The palate, I don't have any problem with the palate. The palate's really nice.
All right, so power of suggestion.
Okay.
It's on the label.
Yeah.
So the nose, aromas of fresh apples and citrus fruits intermingle with cream fudge and sultana raisins to create a complex yet fragrance. No.
Nope. Missing all of that.
Palate, incredibly smooth. Check.
Sure.
And both fresh and rich dried fruits abound.
Dried fruits.
Delicate and sweet on the palate with just a hint of bitterness to remain refreshing. The finish, a long aftertaste of Madeira cake and sultanas, the raisins. I can get the raisins.
Pretty solid with most of the palate notes. And the finish, the cake note, I can almost get there.
But more raisins for
me.
me.
I can almost get to that. But raisins kind of have a little bit of a waxy quality to them
They
sometimes too. So maybe that's where I'm coming up with that on the nose. I don't know. It's fine. The other fun part, we said it was 86 proof, only in America. Apparently it's 82 proof outside of America. I don't know if that's a North America thing or if it's like a truly US thing, but if you buy it over there, it's 41%.
Again, I want to find out. Is it just a palate thing over there where everything's got to be 80 proof?
So funny enough, I have a conversation with another whiskey channel, the Whiskey Nerd, and he's based out of Dublin. And when we were talking about Buffalo Trace being 90 proof, he was extremely upset because they get it at 80 proof.
Yeah, well,
and they don't want that. He doesn't want that.
I feel his pain.
Yeah, we get everything, all his stuff we get all his stuff at 80 proof, and is he getting it at a higher proof? I don't know. I was just, so my first question back to him, I was like, well, is that a palate preference in Ireland? Like a lower proof? And he's like, no, I want it at 90. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, he does, but
he does, but he's a whiskey
But as a
guy.
General statement,
it might be a palate issue.
Yeah.
They might want a softer palate.
Or they've just always proved it down, and that's what people are used to. Where we've toyed around with bottle and bond and
right, a lot of different rules. Rules and different types of releases. I thought that got better for a second, and it is exactly the same. So never mind.
It smells even younger now.
So they have a single barrel program. You can sign up to buy a barrel, and that you literally they put it in the barrel, and you wait the 5 to 7 years is what they do before bottling, and then they So that's the only reason why I'm thinking it's 5 to 7 years, because that's what their single barrel program does. They could blend, since they're blending, they could blend a little younger than that. It could be 4 to 5 maybe. I don't think it's 3. Totally a guess. But that's non-chill filter, no coloring. It's all natural. I like the palate. The finish is solid. The nose underwhelms.
Yeah.
It doesn't really show up much. It doesn't give off a lot of, it just doesn't tempt you to, ooh, that really smells good. I want to take another sip of that. It's just like,
well, just give me a heavy honey or a heavy vanilla or
yeah. No, but the palate, I get like sweetness, I get fruit notes. I want to say powdered sugar, but maybe it's a honey note.
I just want a heavy, empowering note on the palate. I can get past the muted nose, but give me something that's got some back to it on the palate, and the aftertaste is going to fade. I can deal with that. But again, I do get the cake a little bit.
Yeah, there's a little of that cake, the raisin.
I get the raisin.
Definitely, there's a raisin note all the way through that. Again, goes back to a sweetness, a little bit of a waxiness, and all those kind of things. It's fine. It is $50.
Not worth it.
I mean, it's more the product. Like, if it were 80
from Wales, it's like you're something different. From that region.
That's literally the only reason why I grabbed it. I was just like, whoa, it's not Scotch, it's not an Irish, it's something different. Grabbed it. It's not amazing, but it's fine whiskey. Oh well. It was a try.
Yep. Well,
it's a neat looking bottle. I like the box, the dragon, the red dragon is kind of apparently like a nod to the history of Wales and all that kind of stuff. So all that's really cool. The whiskey's okay.
Well, it's on their flag.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the whiskey's okay. It's not spectacular.
If it was closer to a $35 or $40 bottle, it's not knocking my socks off.
No, it's not overwhelming. It's not a...
I'm glad to try it. I'm sure there's
that's the whole reason.
I'm sure there's other ones from the area that are...
They also have a handful of other ones.
Or even better. But.
Yeah. They do have a handful of other whiskeys. I don't know if I'd try it at this point. Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's not high on my list of, ooh, I want to grab another one from that distillery.
We hope it shows up on the tasting bar.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Yep. Yeah, even going back to it, I'm not.
Yeah, the nose just is underwhelming. Is really all it comes. It's just underwhelming.
It just smells like a really crappy old bourbon, like a cheap, like young bourbon.
That had been sitting out overnight, and you're drinking it the next
Sure.
morning. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
like it off-gassed all the
Yeah.
actual
It's
notes.
just, yeah, it's just not a lot there.
Yeah, it's weird.
The palate is way better than the nose.
Yeah, it's just odd that the palate held on to that much flavor, and the nose has like nothing.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Maybe we'll splurge on another one. Hopefully we can taste it before we splurge on it. Again, I'm sure there's other ones from this region that are better.
Probably.
I'm sure there's a lot that's probably on par, but you know, at least they're exploring. Hope you enjoyed this review because it was spectacular. And if you did, give us that thumbs up. Hit that like button.
Yes, and while you're down there, subscribe. If you'd like to see us bash other whiskeys from other countries, you know, we do that sometimes, but a lot of times we really enjoy whiskeys.
Hey, invite us over
from all over the place.
We'd love to try the other ones.
Yes, I mean that's the whole point. We're trying a lot of different whiskeys we know nothing about, and just seeing if it fits our profile. Your profile may be totally different than our profile, so. This is just our opinion, but hopefully you enjoy us sharing what our opinion is.
No. Exactly. Thanks for watching.
See you on the next episode.
Cheers.